and who sexually assaulted a 14-year-old girl. Okofa girl no school, no akwakusi no. Okofa no parents no anymore way. But one of the students no ma tip off, and as a result no omutimi action. Now the question is, say ya kan ho asem da, but we there 3 days here na ide as abeto aso. I guess ade no fresh. Na me kan ho asem no. Almost we see Okofodia, obisi Kumasi to be a bebre. People are in their cars, older men, driving and stopping for children and offering them money to abuse them. Oh, everyone is saying as a country because I didn't either.
As I'm guessing, now, rape is some nya
we were puno, while Bosona or Dinoko.
So I call or then I call that. Rape, so underage.
Yes, underage, yes. So underage, yes, sorry, it comes under rape.
Yeah. So the legislation is if you have any kind of relationship with a child
minor
below the age of 16, it's classified as assault.
Okay, rape. Yes.
I fancy sometimes it's term it as defilement. It's a tape for the woman say I plan more or less no, we're raping no. Papa na boss no and we're raping. Na sabio sukumu ho no tama papa no oba be fa no wo mo hu kra ana say because ha say kra no se nkola no pon school no mo kofia wa wo ka kofa ba bia no yetimi hu npa kra we den
teacher fo nje
bonten no mo hwe minita Ghana de bia anya sa de ba ono akola no so akola wa di 14 years na papa panimu say oba be fa no de wo ko sika kakra ode be mounti bit my basse bia mame or na wofo no so ho kire wo wo be kra na sika na wo je no wo kokra ni bi na ode ma na wofo no e ya de bone enti structures ben na wo ho a e ma saa no ma etimisi so obi ba ya man mu so a e de na ye checking na ye checking no minim say UN ayi no ECOWAS ayi no so we also of Nigeria
nti
otime ba nti am say ho no so gap bi wo ho no ma e wo say member countries no hu the way I bet my day a check obi a wo de oba
member was I a regional manager for Glow Ghana IBC or Eastern region
na yes say okay so I guess say na obi sa no e bi a oba okay, so ECOWAS member and me sure say you checking. But is there a way you bit me who said nipa ya obey or ya na so onye. I think say at this point in time there's nothing like that. And you know member states for no. I'm say from these experiences no. There should be another go to the drawing board to find a way or say bit my policy obi a free obi a ko. So Ghana ni kra ko na e ko a year. Nigeria I was here for Nigeria authority need to me check you and Nigeria need be so bad and to me check you say be hu bone ne papa na nipa bone ni papa no afi entem na say akola na yakini say police for aso
yes police for aso
empire me ban say police for be so mu amembra na yeden edi no
atiefo ba ko ask any question say last time I achi obi no odwane people or your police station or I nipa no wadwane wa yera obo ho ayesi wa break bail wa yesi is that going to be the case and assessing
no asem a say no e wo say yen na yehu na police fo a mo hwe o man no so ye de mrai munni mrai na se munni mrai so de a na ye koya na ye bai
thank you ye be say about so we the Reverend His Excellency we the asemi oh anodin aho eba kurom no so oho di bone a different from citizen di bone na you know a crime is a crime but how do we go on about it how do we know say the oba kurom no oba no yini papa and oba ye kurom oba ni behavior ni bibia be ye good akola wa di 14 papa is so di 30 a gap no so or your manager he should be responsible enough and akola no parents no how do they know say me ba wa ha in terms of parenting inti no money doso where do we go from here
I believe say one maybe we say akola na akola bone that is one thing
also ohia coaching
from home. And you know, so when you be in free fear, I know it's a will beat me how happen. And a papa nesono, like ritual killing we are saying, I can believe say if you are there's a spiritual thing or person dem kolani. And you quite.
Yes.
Because all what the over chroma tembia and also with me a show.
Yeah.
And a tool for him to be a manager, no, he's responsible. And to need the oil, and yes, all for late to wait. And you know, I believe say we need to find a way to deal with those issues because, like as someone that year came, at the end of the day, no, Ghana penit which should be, you didn't court na fana here.
Yes.
All those things are coswa for some time. Anyway, we people also are young because of the car, meaning way, the classmates in way. It is hard in a course of there. I don't think so. Sanity. Because already see UK recently about Matt Hancock. The guy worked hard for this COVID.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you know, they just saw the art. Yeah, bedroom there. But with that, you know, or resign straight. And also tell them what I say. But yeah, the nipa na ye bone kra no ono is above the law. And I may also for me we and cancer you. We need to address every issue. Not Ghanaians. We should not say nobody is above the law.
Okay.
That is very important. United Nations, they rule by law. Yes, that is the main thing. When the law comes, you are staying outside.
Yes.
Ekrobia ese ye biano. Ese emraye juma. Obi e common celebrate or so wajidin. Or no kwano if he is guilty and yet me fetch with no contribution for the nation. Tighanaians, we have to address some issues. Now you need personal eton chain. Now it means the serious matters because this issue is serious. That means me jidis enya kra we nkwampo and odie no. But free school we are another school. It's by the end of the year no one spoil a lot of children. Until government has to deal with this issue radically.
Thank you. Mr. Yosin, akwano omiti akolano. Or say in June 2021, the accused met her at Koforidua Sokore and told her that she was beautiful. 30-year-old, catch her 14-year-old. Say, oh, you're beautiful. Now abusing. Now parents in your way. And this man was picking this child every day from school. Outside school gates. No afano, no denuko. No afano, no denuko. Sa, abusing is authorities, teachers, police, welfare services. Bia ama akole, ya mesi akole. Where do we go from here? And it's not only this. So, they say here Ghana, and Penifo say because of poverty, no, omu disclare man kolano. No, we are busy. They were doing these things, and it's still going on. Why? What can be done? Ekroma is very difficult for people to do that. They are afraid because of the laws, Yeah. Say when you say police China, no, I finish. And where do we go?
I think we're going to go back to the school itself when the people are young. Even 14, by some standards, she's fairly grown up. I mean, during lunch times, when you go around town, you see McDonald's, KFC, and all that. These boys and girls, 13, 14, 15, they walk freely. I mean, they are not 6, 7, 8, where the parents will go and pick them up from school. That's where the problem is. So, therefore, as the Reverend Manja said, His Excellency has said, I mean, the kid is a bad kid. He's seriously a very bad kid.
No, but you don't blame
I'll come to a point.
Yes. It's at the results of the parenting. Honestly, remember, so did the mother did right or the father? Father and outside Koforidua. It's just like us taking employment somewhere or outside Koforidua. Into Accra, and the child is with the mother. They don't have time. And this is the time I say parents here. Money. Oh, a time, and also you see train a child the way they should go. in terms of safety.
This I went to the school room. I mean the classroom. From age 5, 6, 7, kids are taught. So you don't even talk to strangers.
Are they being taught that way in Ghana schools? This is the question we need to ask. Say, sexual education in schools, in Ghana schools, and what age? This has been a fight there. And it's still arguing.
Before we touch on sexual activities or education and all that, no. I mean, kids from a good home, from a good school, the school that teaches children. Well, I've got an example in my own home. A relative who lives in Nottingham came to have seen me. I was not there. My kids were in there at home. So he rang the bell, they didn't let him in. Because their mom is not here or their dad is not there.
This is what I'm saying. They've been trained that way.
Yes, yeah. And so, they must not speak to strangers in the first place.
Yes.
My own kid, if you see somebody in the street and I speak to him, he said, "Oh, do you know him?" I said, "No." But why? How come you say hello and all that? Just because you're black and all that? I said, there's something like that. Seriously. If you see a fellow black on the streets in a shopping center and all that, you notice that, you got to answer back. So my kid asked me, do you know him? I said, no. But how come he says hello to you and stuff like that? So the kids are trained. Like we say, we shouldn't speak to strangers. So this man, apart from the fact of being Nigerian, we will go to that level. I'm not very pleased with the business of ECOWAS at all. Because we have not reached a level where we are so much sensitized and thinking the realities of the world. So the man himself is an elderly person, and doing that sort of thing to the girl. Okay, it takes two sides. The girl is not a good girl. It's not from a good home, i.e., it's not brought up properly.
My one, I would say that is the parents' inability to protect the girl. And because we have vulnerable families, people may not know in terms of what to do. You as a parent, what training have you given the child? And as a result, the child is more vulnerable. Oh, papa no, odiska, otikem, odiska added the akolano, and what genya akolano no abusing. And so we as parents, I think say what we will say to parents in Ghana, say one, education service need to take this very seriously. What education are they giving to children in schools? Well, to help them. And two, parents should even be the first, and then the school will be the second. What are you teaching your children to strangers' danger? So Namabontia, irrespective, so yes citizen or yes citizen, no, or yeah foreigner or wine, how aware to say the can say are you to stranger danger? But Linda, where do we go from here? It's happening.
Thank you. There's a lot to discuss in this topic, so I'll try and focus on what we've discussed so far. What I think we have to remember that in Ghana, people are by their nature friendlier.
Yes.
Certainly than people, for example, here. So as you're walking down the road, you greet people when you get in a taxi, however you travel, you greet your fellow passengers. Okay. So already as children are taught that you can't be aloof to strangers. You must be polite to people you don't know. So if a man stops a car and greets you, I don't know. See, when I was a teenager in Ghana, I wouldn't say, I'm not saying anything to the person. I'd at least greet them because they're an older person. And that's where the vulnerability lies. Okay. Because once the person has said hello to you, or they say hello and you decide to ignore them because your mum and dad told you not to, oh, you're being rude. Come here, I want to talk to you. You know, that sort of thing. And then enticing the child. That's why it's important, and you have all said, that it's not the child in particular's fault, because she would have taught us, all of us were taught as children in Ghana, that you must be polite to adults. Simple. But when the adult starts talking to you in a way that you know is inappropriate, what trainers she had at home to work out that no, this is going too far, I need to stop. I'm not blaming the girl at all. I'm talking about what circumstances is she. We can't say change the culture in Ghana and become as unfriendly, perhaps as people can be in this country. I think our
friendliness. But what is reasonable? Reasonable.
Our friendliness, I think, is part of what is known. When you talk to people as tourists who come to Ghana and visit us and everything, one of the things about Ghanaians are very friendly, they're very nice people, and I think that is a positive. I don't think it's a negative. But it's how to
to work out where is the line to be drawn. Yeah, that's the first thing. Second thing is, this man and ECOWAS and all of that, it depends on whether he has a profile. That's the first thing. What if he doesn't have a profile? What if he may or may not have done this, but he's not been caught yet?
Yes.
Because that's the other problem with our countries, is that we would deal with it in-house, as I call it, rather than dealing with it through the law. So you would talk to his family, talk to his parents, tell him not to do it again, make him promise, send him to church, send him wherever to be admonished, but you wouldn't actually take him before the courts for him to be punished and also for him to have a profile. And we don't have this whole thing about registering people as paedophiles, etc. Because in my view, under the law, Ghana or most other countries, 14-year-old, he's a paedophile.
The man is a paedophile. Yes. And do we have a register in Ghana for pedophiles? When are we a PhD? In the CR, Lord Chief, yes, you have a pedophile list here, Ghana.
Not to the best of my knowledge.
It is a molested and column penifo everything. Disabled people with mental health, people abuse them.
Yeah.
Now people are abusing women everywhere and children.
Yeah.
And there is no list to say these people are on the red list, and therefore maybe movement cry watch monitor.
I think unfortunately, I don't know if there is a list, but it's possible that people who have been incarcerated, who prison because of abuse the record but as to how you bit me who said we anyway no be or proud about community man say I have say so we bibia it me tag you and wintimi fa any race wintimi kwa akola ho ana say wintimi nye normal bisa magana na wo hosa ebia I don't know anyway, but I think that there's nothing like that there because and secondly so say emrano ye adwuma ke bia no ma ye koso ebe jai we be he no ebe ye be ko police ho be say na den me pese be bo ye police for na chi or amount for because police need baby abeko bia police for come hakra police for e bia enye o madwuma papa o he na say ba ko ya o kofa maami ya okunu ya say no see a problem but at least ye ma mrano nya adwuma sorry. At least it will deter people from doing it. Rather than there are instances where it's gone to the police, then you will see a big man within the community will go to the police. Oh, yanko kanu ofie. Me a pace like a crab near the mama and near the Sabio because I know you hear anything.
One of our viewers they say Akronfo Konimas police station. It could be a year. PlayStation. I go to no fan. Anyone so how are they going to do this?
Okay. I are a host. I won't say yes. About him, I are a host.
They did
that in the High Court.
When the court was in motion, they want to move a clock from the wall on top of the judge's head. So in Ghana, anything can happen.
But I'm not only in Ghana, everywhere. Because here, I'm not in Croydon. Somebody went to the police station and shot.
Yes.
Why didn't the police check this person that he's got guns on him? So it can happen. But all we are saying is, Yema and Brandon Yajuma. So we are actually, so prison, I had no cost 10 years, 20 years. No, man can no be able to say, hey, and they all call your bonnet, I found so be as true. Now, so those cannot because meaning say Ghana for Ghana.
But do you think citizens have the right to know, one, within Ghana, no, so be a pedophile, for example, your landlord or be rented dying, you have a right to know. Do you feel citizens have the right to know, foreigner back room, now say a pedophile, they have a right to know. Or crime, they will have the right to know. So be a crime, or be behind one dying. How do you check say any part of behind that or arm robber way then? Is there, we need that checking system to be able to do that. Do you think it's time for us, in the 21st century, we move away from the way we used to be to a new way of living to meet the standard
Oh, and I think I have crossed heading. How high will be there? Oh,
it depends on the landlord.
Yeah,
it depends. They say no. Also, who admit even immigrants? Plan say why no? Who general feel now? Why no checks that?
Yeah,
there is fall back on you until the government will fine you £10,000.
Yeah.
Second,
and I will employ illegal immigrant in your workplace. You also be bound to pay that money if you get caught.
Yeah, send a graduate before that, you know.
Yeah.
17 years our program.
Okay, thank you.
So, I'm about na where say no my then enkoye. Enti say ye fan say akwaya ya chinu. Ye na court ya sentence no. Ama Ghana for nwa hu say me aye na. Obi a owo sa adwene bia na oye den a obesuro. Yeah. Ne ko ba say oh, mi oska enti Ghana police dia omo why 5 pounds or e kra na omo agye na bibia case dia. And I am covered here. And see, even the police system, no crown. So I have to say, more federation, or more checking at them. Meaning Ghana how it is. Like somebody say, who watches the watchman? And see, some crofona police form your madman. I was saying, near way, I to me share one madman so.
Thank you.
Now, certain I say, oh, police, the public has no confidence in the police.
No, I say public don't have no confidence. Say it will bring you closer to this discussion. Ritual public don't have no confidence in Ghana Police Service. Who do you say? Reverend and His Excellency.
Excellency.
Yes.
I believe, sir. To be honest, any other police, no, and they will say that. But one thing is, now Ghana law now, they have to make sure, say, every citizen is bound by the law.
Yes.
Because they say no, so we take Ghana news and there. It was only 2 people that they are targeting. If no ministers are suffer.
Yeah.
But now, no, even our teachers, what are we doing to them? For them, now I believe say they need support because they can. As at now, school be over. There's no security guard.
No.
There's no police. Think Ghana upon we free school no. Ne ma mean him so be do feel no fee.
Safeguarding policy.
Safeguarding policy.
Compulsory safeguarding policy.
Very important. Because I say, I believe say me theological crowd. Me sure be about safeguarding. And they taught us say, for you to pray for woman cry no, you need to ask permission.
Yes.
Beginning I'm in tears because of your form of worship no. But I get to the point I may be tears here because any people you know be on a sensitive part.
Yes.
Anything can happen. It is safeguarding policy important.
But me person bisa baby as a peace ambassador. They said you're not barrister Linda can say Ghana no your closeness in terms of your respect and colliding man penny for. Children are trained to respect adults. Do you feel say a danger looming there? And in the 21st century, that model needs to kind of adjust a little bit.
A danger because one, I would say, excuse my language, you could be brana a Jimmy. Unim papa no, watch and good morning, Dad. How are you? Now we eat tough with you on a new. Meanwhile, so no, and Kolana TV, you can see how things can happen. But I say a fan say, I also respect the penny, Rebecca Sibiana way. Until them say the level no, we have to tell them say they don't have to step into a certain boundaries.
Yes.
Because say we can't echo as a no. Yes, we have learned when I was doing my diplomacy. Say ekrobia ne omumra, especially say oko Arab land where you are not allowed to shake woman's hand.
Yes.
And I say when the crowd oko out me do too. That is their law there. And to know be no free Nigeria about Ghana. I believe say Ghana for and Nigeria for the only difference say yes show me allowed. But omu yes sir. Omu show mu ye. But Ghana for the two baby na make her ask a year extra ma. Oh, daddy say me na daddy said na okwa no. Enti we no ya said the work and ya dia ACC sa. And then Nigeria for the Ghana for be opposition biano. They use that position to bully vulnerable ones.
Thank you. Mr. Yossi, you're calling saying. Because I'm calling the middle.
If we teach the children, and I mean from the earliest age when they go into school.
Who to teach them? Parents and I say
the school.
And
the parents. The school. they must help the teachers to help these kids. Kids will know that this is wrong. So I'm not going to go there. You know, I mean, if you give some kids some cash, they won't take it because I'm not supposed to take it because it's wrong. I know so many situations like that. She wouldn't even take it. And when he or she goes home, he will tell the parents that that person attempted to give me money. And the parent might say, why were you offering money to my kid? We know that legally it's wrong, but in Ghana, it's not wrong.
He's a good person.
It's true.
But the mom at the time, I even thanked the person for giving my kid 5 cents because there's a lot of hardship there. You give money. Somebody repaired my fridge so many years ago in Birmingham from Ghana Electricity Board. Well, you know, Ghanaian life, I bought a bit here. And I felt I got to give him £10 or whatever. The guy refused to take it. He didn't, you know. He didn't. He only took coffee because it was very cold, I remember. But he didn't take cash. In Ghana, they will even ask you.
Of course.
If it was in Ghana, the person will ask you. That man worked for like Ghana.
So culture values needs to change. There have to be a change.
It's got to change from
but how they be changing, you know? Because this is a big question. Or, you know, programs like this to educate ourselves, the community.
The Ministry of Education must be in there for the teachers also to use to train the kids.
Yes.
You train them from early age. But if somebody is like get to the age of 11, 13, forget it. You know, but 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because once upon a time, I had told my kids some biblical stories, and that's all they know. I said, if anything, if you got a confusion in your mind, tell me, ask me. But you know what? It may be funny. You got an Excellency Reverend Minister here. Says who created Jesus, God. But I've asked that question before.
A very good question. Yeah.
Who created God?
Thank you.
And
you ask question like this. I
asked my mom who created God. She said I shouldn't answer that question.
Who created God?
Yes.
But since you grew up now,
before
who are the understanding of who created God now?
Yes, a cousin showed me, and I will tell you.
His Excellency
I have to share it with you because my cousin and my mom said we are not supposed to answer. And I asked the Sunday school headmaster, who happened to be a colleague of my mother in the same church. They belong to the same class. And that man wanted to tell my mom that your boy has been asking these sort of questions. And my mom was not very pleased. And the same mom and my dad told me that you have to respect people who are older than you. So I had a cousin who was about 6, 7 years older than me. I asked him, and he said, it was Charlie Chaplin who created God. And he great stuff. I was very happy.
And then okay, Charlie Chaplin created God. That is in your own opinion. Okay, thank you.
And I said, who created Chaplin?
Because they don't want you to ask.
And he says the earth rolled itself into Charlie Chaplin and it created God. Okay. Then I said, who created the earth? Then he said, look, I was going too far. Then the matter died.
Stop there.
But at least I had that in my mind until I was about 11 to 12 before I knew that it was a hoax. At least I knew
Charlie Chaplin created God.
Do you understand?
Yes. Thank you.
So by the same token, you can talk to kids below that kind of age. They will accept it. They will be. You easily compromise them because these things are not strange.
Thank you.
If you train the kid the way they must go,
they will not depart from
Thank you. We, Linda, Sakawa boys and get rich fast. Ghana, sorry, they want to get rich fast. I didn't know so go school. Last week we sent around a head. We am because you didn't hold it. I don't think said to be who the petty na eda. Akola no ukura ni petty. We try ni ti. Any ukura no. Live. Mr. Yossi, you seen it. And say just say I got to that stage in Ghana say who can find wrong place. at the wrong time, we TV there. They say the whole Ghana community is aware. Say a group certain time of the night, certain places they say when you're there, and go far because you go far. One of you here Sakawa people. Sakawa buy any if you there fraud on the internet. Say banking is anomaly, but now it has expanded. But expanding, obviously, television so crowd one. No my koso. Malam Yusuf, Malam way. Omunina be more rich fast. But could cry interesting one and then maybe no see. So you don't get any Jawa, but you are calling the back.
Gosh.
So girlfriend call back Kelaba. Boyfriend call back Kelaba. What is encouraging young people, and both young and old, into this Sakawa thing?
So this whole, I would say, tradition of culture that we have in Ghana has been for as long as I can remember, since being a child. I grew up here, right? I was brought up here, then went to Ghana. It's only when I went to Ghana that I heard about this whole Sakawa thing.
How did you feel?
And I thought it was a load of, excuse me to say, rubbish. Yeah, I still think. I still don't accept it. I genuinely don't. But there are people who do, and that's the point that you're making. There are people who believe it, people who go and give money hand over head, do whatever, in order to get riches and get rich quick. Because we see in social media that you can make it, you can make money, you can make easy, fast money, get a nice car, get all the girls you want, whatever it is you're looking for, that you can get these days. And everybody wants to have something, whether rich or poor. A
70-year-old man looking for a slave queen who can call spiritually to come. Or a friend or not spiritually.
Yes. And the problem, if I may say, the problem is that it's a balance between freedom of the press, which is supported by the Constitution and protected by the Constitution, right? Freedom of the press. Anybody should be able to say what they like in terms of in the media. But that has to be controlled by government. So it's government that has to guide and lead. So the question always is, what laws are there to protect us from these? If on mainstream TV you're seeing malams, I've received friendship requests from malams on Facebook. I remember looking at them thinking, why would they think that I would even click like or yes? And I'm amazed. I wish I could tell them, look, don't waste your time. It's it's a waste of electricity to even try and friend request me. But there are some people who see it and think, oh, maybe that's a way for me to get the money. This person who's next to me, he's rich. He hasn't got two heads, so I'm going to try whatever I can and just get it. And we've all heard rumours. I remember when I was at school, secondary school, I won't say who, but there's a family who everybody knows, if I mention the name, where they said, oh, the father used to go into the wall and he'd just pull out money. Now, as far as I'm concerned, logic, coming from UK, I thought, pull it out of the wall. Well, he's probably just got a safe. That's what my brain told me. But as far as a traditional person who doesn't know about things like that would think, the man just puts his hand in his hand, somehow invisibly manages to get into the wall, and he pulls out, and there's a wad of cash in his hand, and he can continuously do that because apparently there's a snake in there that keeps vomiting money. You see, and to me, I'm sorry, but I think that the whole thing, we need to come away from it and believe that you control your own destiny, not a malam, a man sitting with a funny hat with $20,000 in each hand telling you come and get some.
Thank you. What is encouraging young people?
It's the government.
Believing that it be a snake, and I say Sikabi Baba, and I Sikagari, you know, or the tour, the Anascan a fish, and a more. What is encouraging all these things?
I think government, I will blame the government of the nation in the first place. Look, our government, past and present, have created poverty, absolute abject poverty. So there's no chance of a man or a woman, 25, 30-year-old, having a job in Ghana today, 2021. Honest to God, no way. Unless she or he knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody in high places. You will never get a job. Go to Ghana this weekend and all that. I know you will be going very soon. When you go after a program you're going to do, just look and ask. They haven't got a job. There's nothing wrong with them. The jobs are not there, and the jobs that are there have been the positions have been taken. So in that situation, so many things. Anything happens. This, interestingly, this black magic or Sakawa maybe a kid stuff But real issues are something like armed robbery. In those days, I thought there were ignorant, uneducated men and women who were doing that. No. There are graduates in there, professional people doing armed robbery. And there's a collision with the police. Electricity board system. The switch off lights. That's something we call good news or darkness. Within darkness, anything happens. So armed robbers, somebody who has finished University of Ghana or Cape Coast, anywhere, for 3, 4, 5, 6 years without a job. And somebody approaches and says, look, let's go into armed robbery. I guarantee you'll be safe. When we succeed, you get about $20 million a night. They will go. So I've challenged the police, and I've written, published it. I've challenged the police, our police system, to open up their books with the lawyers and all that, barristers and all that. Not do, you know what I mean? Look in the police records and seriously, the profile. In Britain, I know you can get it easily. Who are the prisoners inside there? How many of them are armed robbers? Who are you an armed robber? You'll find that the person is a graduate. It's a strong possibility. So all this is trickles down to the hunger for money. Not that the person just wants 2 billion cedis in overnight, but that person knows there's no chance he or she will ever get money. So Sakawa or God knows, I don't even know how they operate. But any avenue to look for money, anybody in Ghana will go for it. But here in an enlightened environment, people will take a step back and say, oh, my friend, this is not for me. But in Ghana, most people will go for it. About 8 out of 10 or 6 out of 10 would prefer armed robbery, no matter who they are.
So are you saying, they will do less Sakawa and go into armed robbery, or they believe, Sakawa part of the armed robbery?
I think they've got the same objective, to get more money. Except that the Sakawa, I don't know, maybe he gets more, but the armed robbery also gets a lot of money. Without doing anything, you'll be getting money. If you succeed and you are not arrested. And sometimes if you operate with the police on the ground, don't get me wrong, they operate in Ghana. They operate with the police on the ground. When the IGP hasn't got a clue, the police on the ground, they don't know what could happen. Arrest me, give you $20 million a night.
Thank you.
You know, the police
His
on the
Excellency,
street.
again, encouraging young people into this lifestyle. And not only young people, older people.
Older people.
Obi okra wona mo a ni area for no say one dey oka ho bi.
Yeah.
We can yes we no oka ho bi.
I believe, said to be honest, lack of communication so oka ho bi. Because say the language you use for your media system, no, most of them are wrong. Because o de okonfo ba advert and wa editing. The way I want to show you know say it's not the true. You have edited it now, then maybe ashishim. And because people are hungry, they know say that is the way. But to me, I'll still blame the government because Ghana they have religious ministry there. And okonfo and I say juju man and I say osofo and I say whoever they have licenses to operate. But every license we also have the limits. And I don't think that they will come out and say, meye sikama nkrofo, but just a word to be tiaba. They won't come. But deep down, they are doing it. When you learn something about South Korea, we know say during 80s, 90s, this nation was suffering. But now, if you have no choice, you don't hear a lot about them. Why? Because South Korea is the nation now. You can't just pick Bible and preach any gospel. But the whole world, we American, they are the second missionary state in the world. They have
so I have to repeat you. Undimi pick Bible
and preach anyhow.
Anyhow.
Because and some now they will verify and find out say is it biblical.
Okay.
Now you come Ghana. Akwai one way. Only partner be can't their work but deep down be no. I was challenging one of the church last time. Say now people call it Christianity, but most of them is not Christianity, it's movement. And when we talk about movement, one man in action, the Obeka Samonia Namoye. Uwa, they die. And this is what, and now 50% of Ghana churches are not church, it's a movement. Because one, they don't train like disciples. They train rebels. Kokembi mame, ni achoma gumedia. Na beki can simbia. But at the end of the day, no. And then you no good anymore. So money na will say no. Obit me bet na TV so and radio so. Eho His Excellency. Now where's a free na no air banner. A creating tokwa. A creating mess. No, we are obi so jeje so. It shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Don't we have a media commission?
What are they doing?
Say almost no bet me control. A chroma out to tell you so. Now kasa. Ube we no. Na ka police here then.
That's what I'm saying. That is how it's supposed, because one, we have religious ministry. And nipa woman lands say oye jujuma no. Or say they dem so obo for fine. Obo obi say dem say mpaibo ananse bia mama oye oko. Na no kokko feda say wotimi kokun obi e de ne bad ya. One, that society ananse movement has to be closed down first. And the two nipa no buy any so the law no is any need. But all this thing we na aba no obi the man koye you say nipa ne hu no
akola no who say three no kura no.
Look at what happened in Kaswa 1. You call one to a chaba you know. Now no case
is dead. That case is dead.
Meanwhile, what's self and life?
The public will right to know.
To know, but who is going and again can't you.
And therefore, no communication information minister, they need to look at it.
That's why you were saying that is government. It's true because it comes from the top. So our religious ministry are fine. What is the criteria for me to give you licenses? Even though me as a reverend minister in England, no, I still have a limit in so many things. There's a certain things where I say my licenses can be revoked, whether I like it or not. But all these people almost send me questions. They have licenses. It is Sakawa no, it's from the big, it's from the top, not from the root. And also, so no, our headline no is wrong. Because our headline and the content are different.
Do you think that there was a little bit complexity and I say challenge you are? And if I moot your OBT lances, do they have
they operate human being?
The operation lances or a quiet baby bosom or do they have a lances?
Okay. If they don't have it, sorry, if they don't have it, they have to be arrested. Because if in Krano, me and your Ghana kakra yishano. Ton drew ewo care before we cast an original licenses.
Yes.
And I know say now Ghana has developed.
Yes, say almost and they have made promises to a lot of people, but some of them here this so they are not meeting face to face. So these things is something that police have a role here.
Okay, thank you.
What is encouraging young people?
Yeah, perhaps I'll be putting in three perspectives. I think I've mentioned it here before about Bandula, about social learning theory, that we learn from what we see. So, like Linda said, the media commission is there. They've given them the license to operate. Are they monitoring them? Like here, we have parental control. Before any child can watch anything, there is a limit. So these children have been given the freedom to watch everything on the telly. So whatever they see, they say, "Oh, we need to practice it." If you you bring me ahead, I will be able to give you a lot of money and all that. So that needs to be regulated, because under no circumstance can a malam or a jujuman can go on the telly. There was this Sikagari.
Yes.
Yeah. So you go there, the woman will do something, turn it.
Churches, a lot of churches.
And then they were featuring it.
Yeah. They will make them rich. A lot of churches.
Why should we?
Is it churches? True churches or
churches? Oh, promise minimum be on the Juma or see the manager not pretend or because the manager has been promised that so the normal go it will drive the boss away. Particularly when Tiago, not just a crowd, my home here with money view. This is what
the problem is that they're hiding it behind the name of God.
That's it.
That's the problem. That
so I think I'm coming to that.
Yeah.
Too. So we have the juju, the tribal, the herbalist, the traditionalist. Will let you know that they have the power to make you rich. They'll be on the telly, and they are giving the audience to, people to talk to. And these children, they watch it. Some of the children come from a broken home. They are poor. They don't have money. And also, if I've heard that if I go to break someone's head.
What do you mean, Katio? You said some of the children watches. Therefore, Omu show program, inappropriate program, doing times and kola and
that's what I'm saying.
Broad daylight or in the evening.
That's what I'm saying. There should be a parental control. I don't even know if it is not, because
is it the parents' responsibility? And I say
the broadcasters. Because here, before they show anything, they will say PG. Is it PG?
Yeah,
PG.
Yeah, so they regulate it. In Ghana, I remember when we went on holidays, my 15-year-old girl was telling me, but daddy, this thing, we cannot watch it, but there's no PG. There's nothing like that. He said, so I told her, then don't watch. But he said, well, but why is that in England? Because you always tell us if there's PG, we should go home. We go to our room. So I said, okay, it's not like that. So all the media in the country has to be regulated. They should be able to tell the people that these programs are not for children.
Do you think, sir, as a the media and too much responsibility are only experience or the skills to do it? Is that where the problem is?
I think they exceeded their limit. It might be that the media, when they were being licensed, there were a limit. Yeah. But the regulation, who is regulating it? Like here, we have the Ofsted. Everything you do is being monitored. It's being policed. So for the American can say, South TV I heard in Ghana. I was say. Get me say TV we no nkwala nke entime hwe because akwala bi ho no ma wo hwa no say yeso di obi ti bi a obenya sika yeso le kwa yenya aduane ni ena ma yengo twa akwala iti no akotwa no de ko so social learning theory wa hwe no one who said no na was me spelling to be so that's wrong. And PG should always be on the TV, but I'm not sure say Ghana that thing is there. I don't think there's any parental control over there.
No, there is a question mark, a big question mark.
Yeah, and I know.
And I think some pennyful our program no. It should take note of this. There is a need because they say now be necessary for us.
Yes,
as citizens.
And yeah, bibia na kolabia bit my day. And another one. So that's one first point. The second point is say. Like now more can say ehiano obi can say ehianti na ema I think sir I have a contrary view because ehiano said then say nyamesom na edetete they say thou shall not kill, and under no circumstance should you kill to enrich yourself. So even if you are poor, there should be a way of making sure at least you can get something to eat. Unfortunately, our government they are struggling to make things neat. But that does not give you any ammunition to go and kill because you want money. That is wrong. And then the very people who are doing them, what is being done to them? But then it makes you say, oh wait,
but ye call iso say ye call His Excellency ona koran. Sisiano, and I say Sisiano, nipa no come de no. To say the Mr. Ketiosen can say no employment. O mami ayabrewa and o tifie and our papa. And a Sakawa man if we do see if we or TV no to one so catch and say who didn't tiba to say the akola equity that call round or the obey you say the risk is very high.
It's very high, but
the risk is very high.
Yes.
So who should be stopped here?
Yes, but like I always say, invitations are not temptations. The mere fact that the media is telling you that go and get somebody means to go and do it. That has to be stopped anyway, but I have not been stopped. But what I would like to see
TV studio almost stopping immediately, Anna.
Immediately,
with immediate effect. Because yes, Anna, do you think you ever call Barrister Lenda? Do you think, say, it's time? And they say the public take the government, the media commission, and the communication authority to court for not listening in the interest of the people.
That's right. Because if you would like to take anybody to court, obviously look at the extent of their lances. Have they have they gone beyond the limits of the lances?
The TV stations have to take responsibility.
The TV stations, the radio stations, and I know
the media commission. So
that's right.
Only the first point, because in terms of responsibility, any role. Say on broadcaster no TV station in the role, they will not be able to do it. So what catch and say many way. This is what you can operate. This is how your operation is. Yeah, they will have to go by that. And if they can't that, then you can shut
yes,
it.
Because there's no way say Obi be not TV so can send me. And I even saw for info, me a Christian, but both some of the teachings media. And yet now on the can say, oh yeah, may you say, be no more crowd to me say Busiano.
I think very interesting. Just a point of order.
Yeah.
Because
so many types of woman Ghana that are very, very disturbing. Excuse me, your friend who suffered, he has not been ordained. He ordained himself at home and comes out to say he's a reverend, he's a prophet. This time who elevate themselves to prophet.
Come in.
Yes.
They are ordained from wrong association, because ordination simply means you have to study, or if you are not academically study under Pastor B.
Yes.
Then they will assess you and make sure say you deserve to be ordained. But now no ordination na koba say menya misika na kula ye bishop. Entino woni bibi bosomi bia no I'll pay my tithe for you. Take it. Entino wo so na dwumu no ntino they will just ordain you to start say wo ye nema enya no atwe ne ho. I don't think I'm talk about religious ministry no. Because religious ministry need to get involved with this. South Korea nyeso mo nya yi o. Until mejira ho emehyen kombis ade be chikwa obedem. Their media system you can't. And our gospel now will preach out there to say, come and you'll be blessed. No, they will make sure say and some independent be free whatever no. Now blessing aba. And my idea any the caption and our program sound you have to be careful. And you have to put some code of ethics be through them. Because you can't just come say me you did for now ye de you know. Sabe you be crana de wo ye. The Christianity I want for say aye den no. To me na nya de bad movement na be say no. Osofo na obi yire wo. Two asofo
problem we no enye Christianity nko a.
Me can religion no Christianity nko. Religion in general. Because if you no call most man who study Islam, there's no way I catch you say omunko to bomb and I say omunko kum obi enim. And even traditional leaders nankasa no. They have a limit.
Now we know if we Ghana or if we learning from other countries, not Ghana.
Nigeria.
Oh,
Nigeria. And if you check her, it's from the 1990s. Ghanaians, we are so much influenced by.
Because if in Nigeria, what do you mean by that?
Those days there were some tips and Nigerian films. You know they are better than Ghanaians when it comes to filmmaking. You've got a lot of experience. So many Nigerian films. When I went to Ghana, I was watching these films. One ton tips in the marketplaces and all that. Nigerian films were so popular. Armed robbery and all that. Ghanaians learned that from Nigerians.
Nigerians are not going to be happy with you. What is the evidence?
I saw the Nigerian films were so popular. So it's a lovely, nice film to watch.
And they're popular in the West Indies as well, apparently.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. You see, so you could see some smart dresses and all, dress codes and all that. Yeah, guns, high-powered journalists, even women, they hold guns and, tough. Very impressive, And so, for me, I grew up watching cowboys and all that with guns. That's okay. American Red Indians and American cowboys. Fine. But this one goes above that level. It's a crime.
The problem then is
that couldn't stop it.
Phones are okay. And there be no crowd how and no cry more higher than what we watch, like even the English films and the American films. But it doesn't mean you should accept that it's a good thing, so you should go and do what they are doing.
Oh no, but it became a commonplace in Ghana. Them Yamana you see from Nigerian films, so when the people are implementing armed robbery,
yeah,
it seems that Ghana more specialized armed robbers than Nigerian armed robbers today.
Yeah, because that's what I would say, social learning theory. So they've now come to learn a lot about which are wrong. But like I was saying, you know, the situation in Ghana about this.
Sorry, Linda, it's Joyce and Godfred.
Sorry, Godfred is on. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can bring him on. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Okay, so these killings and all that has to be we're looking into it and the root cause of it.
Yeah.
So the advertisement on the TV will be one.
Yeah.
Obviously, poverty. If somebody is poor and they are being encouraged to do it, then they will do that. But that doesn't mean that they have to go for that. And those who are doing, if they are caught, they have to be given the law. The law has to deal with them rigorously, so that it will prevent people to actually thinking of going to do this such of act. Like if it becomes an ordinary thing or something that we can easily go there, we can kill. Like these children now that I look at the child, even the child himself is so miserable holding the head.
Yeah. What is Godfred saying about that? We will come to that. While Godfred get ready,
Can I just add one thing perhaps before Godfred speaks? Is that we're blaming the government, which I think is right. Government has a role to play. I mean, the Minister of Information was here yesterday. Fiddy is not here today. I think we would have had a very lively discussion with him.
Yes.
Yeah? But we've also got to think about, as social media has developed, it's becoming more challenging for every government in the world to protect its citizens, to guide its citizens.
Yes.
A lot of the citizens think the government are coming in to spoil their fun. They're too rigid, they're too this and too that. But a lot of things and policies that come in are to try to protect all of us from ourselves.
Yes.
Because we don't know right from wrong when we're born, right? All we just know is we're here.
Yeah.
As time goes on, your parents teach you, your teachers teach you, and television teaches you.
Yes.
This is nice, this is not nice, this will get you this. And even though government can come in, and even though government has a lot of policies, a lot of laws to try and protect, we've also got to look at social media, and we've got to look at the media, and apart from media houses, places like obvious, Facebook, Instagram. What are your children looking at? And you say, oh no, they're not allowed to have social media accounts. But even if they go to Google and type in a few things, even me saying this, I'm conscious of the fact that I'm saying this, and whether that, child will go, oh, Google, okay, I'll go and look on this. Since my mum won't let me have a Facebook and Instagram account. And you can find stuff on there that your child should not be watching, or adults should not be watching. All this Sakawa stuff we're talking about, all these influences that people have, come not just from Nigerian films, but come from everywhere now. And as long as a madam thinks to himself, well, I can make money out of somebody if I just tell them to come to me and I do this, then they'll continue to do it. That's the problem that we have. And we need to find a way to educate people to understand these things do not benefit you the way they think you think they do. But the complication, even with that, I was just thinking whilst we were talking, is that if religion teaches you, and I'm not blaming religion, but I'm just thinking it through.
Yeah.
If religion teaches you that pray to God, this will happen. Do this and you will get that.
Yeah.
On the positive. Then the adverse is also there. Do that and you get that. Who you get it from is what you should question. Well, that means if it's God, opposite is devil, if you're going down the religious route.
Yeah.
So it's on that basis that one has to look at how people are being taught as well, religion. What is good, what's evil. People keep talking about enemies. Smash my enemy, strike down my enemy. So, yeah, go on.
What we say? Juju man.
Yes.
Herbalist.
Yes.
Or say, is there a difference? Because Juju man, say the oil, and no one be now so for you. Herbalist say the oil, and one also for you, and one oil. So, this is where the question.
It's a medicine.
No, Ghana herbalists, the Facebook almost any bro no, for no, malam for almost they call themselves like that as well.
Yeah. They call themselves herbalists.
They don't register as juju men.
They register as herbalists. Yeah.
Juju is just so that's news to me as well.
Yeah.
But luckily
they use names. Yeah.
Is Godfred there?
Yes, he is.
Godfred, you wait me now. Why? Chief for Godfred, Jesse, and I joining in. or your head of department for Arim municipal constituency.
Signal.
I think say o signal no Godfred say we are na yasa I get it back to you. We are ready. I would call in. Like I say, yentimino enkasa. So it seems like say Sisiano Mudi BBA share media in terms of Ghana Broadcasting Corporation say omna say take responsibility to make sure say no it's Godfrey to make sure say sa no man you show TV so no. Now inappropriate language from politicians fighting, from pastors, from voodoo men, from all angles, musicians, and people are able to talk freely and even fight. What are we teaching our young people in Ghana? Are we teaching them a country of aggressiveness? Because a chroma and our TV so and OBSI ever banned from TV operation for some time, irrespective of what has happened.
Yeah.
But we have case after case where people take themselves in the media, politicians, people are powerful. They do what they want on Ghana TV.
Yes.
And nothing is happening. So where do we go? And what teaches children say? So fear no fear na se nipa na kasasa. No mu kasasa. Are we teaching and leading them to fail?
So I think my view is the commission is charged with the responsibility of making sure that whatever we watch, whatever goes on, is well monitored and good. I mean, it's all well and good when we tend to blame the government. But like if we say the president of the Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, have said the commissions and everything is operating, the very people who are supposed to do the work have to do what they need to do. And that's the problem we have in Ghana. A friend of mine, last week we were arguing, and he said stupid graduate. He used the term stupid graduate in Ghana. And I question why is he using that term? Because, and his argument is that if you are doing whatever you need to do, you have to do it properly. And all that we know is that when people are in high positions that they need to do their work, they don't do it well. You can only do things well when you have policies and procedures in place. Like here, even our work that we do, you must follow the policies and procedures. If these policies and procedures are not being followed, then there should be another layer that will be able to check them. But we don't have those systems, and if even they are there, they are not functioning well. So I guess the media.
So for children and for us for children, mano, and in terms of child protection and safeguarding, how impact does it have on them?
Yes, like I said, social learning theory, because they do what they see, and that is not acceptable. So if
and yes, I may single these politicians, but we need to talk and talk well. So mutaka, and I say Canadian Japan, and our TV so, and our dear Tema, Nankola. What is that to them?
And yet,
bad influence.
Yes.
So what should Parliament do in cases like this? Because you were a role model for the country, he's there, or TV so.
He's a lawmaker.
And was a lawmaker. Then Odi attempt. Say you mutak. Only we know in our Parliament. And then these two, they also fight in Parliament.
Yes.
Such cases, what do happen?
Let me tell you.
But physical.
But I can't. But I also
trading ways.
Yes, but no.
Okay, you speak.
Let me come in. They say no. Sebia, if we say you have so many ethics.
Yes.
But for you to become a minister and a honorable, you stand for the nation, you speak for the nation. And what we know, they say, when you are talking, Ghana is talking. That means the whole Ghana can use filthy words.
Yes.
And those are the things that they have to address it, regardless of your party. This is a serious matter.
Yes.
Because they say no be dear terminal council as soon as you can say no.
Say MPP NDC
whoever.
Ghana first.
Ghana first. Yeah. There was guys be or you when come had a fin I saw pick it tree no. Telling the team command or shall say OTT Ghana bloggers near no. Do you know so I shall say pick a bad language? Who will say no body penny? Oh, me call the page, you say na now warrior. Into the smash I say pick it. Or no why penny add or talk of 40 no. It is how they will cost us now. By 20 years time no, what generation are we going to get? Okay. Until we have to stop it, whether you are party A, party B, else you didn't rattle. And for them,
the mindset of the Nkolano
from Kolano and then penny for Krana. Because Nigeria need to catch any say now over news. Who's our to joking news be our deba, which is very funny. And the guy was challenging me, he said, oh, this is how Ghanaians speak English. Look at them, even the news. And I said, my friend, this is not news. Because I didn't buy and don't take it serious. They know say it's every week you are history. No who Ghanaians are no I shall say making mockery of him. At the end of the day, let's see this guy or yes some small movie be say series about Osofo now or raw pants now or the side number 2. Then go for no yeska. Do you need to about the way it's called viral? Mete had and go for free South Africa. I was like, hey, now look at Ghanaian president, what they do. Meanwhile, the guy is not pastor. But he's just doing it to get fame. And because of that, the whole name of Ghana, and we're corrupted to that. And we need control for certain things. And that's how they are minor.
And it is said that, Your Excellency, like yes. A classic instance, yeah, Ghana police service, they're not more. Say, Obi Janhonum, say, it could be so I consented there, but said that I know say I had no a bit my sexual things now blah blah blah. But yeah, culture no so I was see you into a rana and I was see a cultural content and so it taking into effect. So I say Obi aye bibi a nya bi na say hu a. Say bi e nchine ntum kwa na. Can no you bet my friend wa himfie. Say bra ne be you ano. Adenti na wo ye den a wo say kola no. Bibi Sano and also a coso. Say, you mention into because
how do we encourage? Hello, Godfred. Oh, Godfred. At the saying, oh, okay, good. Well, why are there? That's so I join in. Ritual killing, who was and how media. So, in terms of broadcasting, the activities are. Herbalists, juju men, pastors, and a whole lot, or more advert, or more yet, to encourage people to go to them to make them rich fast. Now, to the Ghanaian youth, what happened here to the Ghana youth? Akola who say ya, Akola bako or say only the idea ma onya bibi onumu about something I know reading say. Onimsa akola no ready bibi na o mame so ay old o papa ay old o mtifie no ade no form tiri nkoje no fa nkoje size cap. Yeah. Well, so what is your view on this and in terms of social welfare so no do you have cases like this regular or cases like this?
Rapovi nearly remember it's info in radio na was embre a footwear tune for friends say munko school a obe now I have tagged them the religious industry because they see an apapa a means of making money. It's I say those times so fudie no I nim say mofra no sisia no and this you Pina maybe abufra when na me ya beti papa software school our boy pastoral training school our boy very doubtful. Want to mean tell me go school obi o ba and then wasakra otina oveshana or TV show na or see or sofo tighter kesi ni eje. Inti mimi when say sir a friend say unemployment as be eno na pa kofa koti kwanya ye de ebe wura asofudie nu eno so apa kofa ba But one year, you na nwate. Intelligent in on the Bible, and I'm to know go baby and go Jessica. Sana maybe no. May imagine.
What about voodoo men and herbalists? Herbalists, voodoo men, any other places?
Fetish priest.
So last week after your program, and I'm sending pictures.
Yes.
No, I just went through like me share TV no. Yes, okay, let me go through the channels. Now channels are we negotiate na be try na me the pictures send there. Senior na mo kan overshare the proof of censorship. Say program we what my friend been share my friend below a certain age. And I say mon share baby I was say my friend share and say I was say my friend BT and I say me she me go through me feature no waste and the pioneer say a friend is the real Illuminati but also say a friend is Nana say me but also say a underworld then when na me no way you know you better so be a comfort yeah who crash say or comfort is signboard. Now, so and then when I'm passing by, so to mean can now one can base 20 signboards they leave it to go up on 4 as here. Now, so first, who will be up on 4?
And all these symbols are legal symbols on the road.
Legal sign, yes. Yeah, minimum there, so we make the signboard that I just want to district assembly, they are the permission, say 1 year the day. On Facebook. Censorship board I work country mu eduma ben yedi nyoma we nyina say answer na be raise a friend signboard no e was say censorship board e be e de no nkeka ho eduma ben no mo ye utu na ba ku miru be mu na say me stay over na near my direction over na share ya say me stay no be and including what ritual money. They are both to put all these things to your friend saying to put them on display. Ritual man in the then so in the maybe Kojina Abufra on spending at least 19 years of his life to go to school now. That's it. Or Kojina ritual man person any not within the or ever say within 1 week. The aim of the child is to get money to look after himself and his parents. And so or within 1 week, go back to Yava says Ghana, when Messi won't go school for 19 years as an over the Ghana. And then I said, I make that or the Memphis send the money. We know 1 week.
Now, me share a be on mine comfort back. Yes, a friend of mine called for nipa good hopper episode no enyabro. I mean like you said, you know, both Enkola and Penifo omu nyina headed towards that. Get rich fast.
Yes. What was it? I think I would say the situation, the current situation in the country, you know. I'm not going to show or show you behind, you know, send your benya with your friends in Tokyo, a film. Why your benya a San Free, make us San Free, San Free window. Indeed, the small window will be a month, Macagrafa, day, obey. It's proposed, I'm more a sa, a receiver as a DBS of Bama, who begins Ghana.
Well, yeah, you remember hold on. Godfred line here. Linda, if people have, if say, in your case, you know, as social welfare, no, now, no, if say the community decided, say, section of the community says enough is enough, and then they taking this matter to court. The Broadcasting Commission, they feel say they are not being represented fairly. Omu bese omu mabehwe ade no, but then obehu ana ade na ba TV no, so obehu ana ba omu ni fie na kola we TV cry a problem. Do they have a case?
Of course they do. I think some of the other panelists have said, first thing you do is that you have to go to the terms and conditions. So whatever the license agreement is, yeah? So you'd have to make an application in order to get access.
But in almost say, so almost call to say, you know, say if the public or citizen want to take broadcasting corporation itself, because TV stations, not to me, as someone on court and as a broadcasting corporation.
No, you will take them to court. Just
take the TV stations to court.
Just the same way as, for example, in this country, you remember when we were going through the whole Brexit procedures, and there was one particular individual, a lady, who took Gina, thank you, who took the government to court this country because they weren't using the right processes through which to do Brexit. So the same way any individual, any member of the public can judicially review, so even in Ghana, can take the government to the high courts and challenge them on the basis that you're not doing what you're supposed to do in terms of being the licensor. You are the ones giving the licenses out to people. And you are breaching the rules or regulations. Sorry, I don't know whether you wanted to say something.
That would be that maybe something we find him crying and say or censorship board Ghana. So the censorship board, we find him and means or censorship board, they are hidden. So the actual institutions are on we saying money in Ghana. Nipa in the name somewhere was a National Communication Authority. He said there was censorship board. There was a copyright association. So all these
ministry, what are they doing?
What are they doing? So Nigeria is a friend is cutting a certain number of we friend is TV stations from air. That was done by the National Commission of National Communication Authority.
And to say, but see a chair, a TF one say, Ubi a OTA programming, or share TV or Ghana, and now radio. Now, if the inappropriate things have been said, say anybody politician, say or individual person, a film, you can report it. Ubi to make a complaint.
You can report. You can be to the government, but constitution as a way you the right institution. When to me the right institution, they will turn against you and say, I am not part of that. So and in doing that, you have no case. And America said, we have to be told the institutions that do what in this country. So, the meaning say or censorship authority. When you were discussing the piece, who said like you were mentioning, say in London, say this institution does this, say this institution does this, but when you come to Ghana, is there something like that? The institutions are there, but how many people know what the institutions do? That is my problem. So if we know the institutions now, it will hinder the institutions from doing the wrong things because they know that the people know that it is their work.
Do you think a man for Esro, are people scared of spiritualists, voodoo, abosomni, and yes, okay, complain krana? They will also attack them and kill them. And Tinama Omun report on who is next? Yeah, go on, Linda. We'll go this way.
Yeah, can I answer?
Sorry,
just said.
Sorry, Godfrey. Are people afraid? Say, Omo report to her. Ebia, ebe affect you Omo ma, Omo in terms of Omo obi okra say oni na busu nyina ebe condemn Omo. Is that the case?
Of course it is. I will give a real life example, my own example. Many years ago, one of my friends who was very ill went to a church and kept telling me I have to come to this church. But for me, I don't tend to just go to any church because somebody says I should go, right? But I went anyway because she needed the support. When I went to the church, I didn't like what was happening. As soon as I walked through, the first thing I heard the pastor, in quotes, say was, you'll get passport, you'll be in London next year. And I suddenly went, what are you talking about? Exactly. So I sort of ignored, but she thought, whatever reason, she thought it was the place to be. So fine, we went through. It occurred to me as I sat in the church that this, or whatever they call it, that this, I don't believe in whatever's happening. Yes. I don't believe in the practices. At one point, I was brought to the front as if they were going to either, I don't know, put spirits in me, take spirits out of me. I'm not quite sure which way around it was going to be. Yes. And I think I was supposed to spin round and do so. I don't know. I was supposed to act as if the Holy Spirit had come into me. Yes. And I wasn't playing ball. Yeah, I wasn't playing ball. So then I think the pastor just decided, well, you don't know what you're doing. So went to the next lady. She did what she was supposed to do. She went around in circles, started chanting. I don't know what she was doing, chanting, screaming also, and fell to the ground as though she'd had the evil spirits cast out of her. Yeah. Okay? And I thought to myself, me being the person I am, I'm the type of person I say, look, this is just rubbish. Can you just stop what you're doing, please? But being in that place, being in that house, being with all these different people who clearly are in the moment or believe what they're being told, for me to stand up, one, and tell them that this is rubbish, the guy doesn't know what he's doing, he's as fake as everyone.
They will attack you then.
Of course they would. And the next thing, he'll probably tell my friend, yes, you have a friend, she's the devil.
Yes, that's
you have to be careful, she's the one who's killing you, she's the reason why you're ill. So they use a lot of fear factors in order to control us in a way that we don't understand.
Yes.
It happened to my own husband. His friend told him, after coming back from Ghana, that, yes, I've been told. Yeah, you are the one, you are the reason why. And decided to castigate him. And it's one of those things that we are sensitive to. Even if you know, this is the path, this is God's way, this is the way I want to go in terms of my religion. But all these other influences come in and frighten people. So the problem is that people can't be their true selves and tell people, honestly, this is not real. This is fake. This person's leading you up the garden path. Malam telling you, do this, is not going to work. Because suddenly, you're the devil. That's the problem.
Okay, Mr. Yosef. People are afraid. Almost run. Almost
So we need a few gutsy people to take them on. But
then, who are you taking on? Who taking on the TV stations, media commission, or voodoo people? No, and who are they taking on?
But quite honestly, before we come to even the Juji men directly themselves, we have equivalent of.
Or see, Mammy Casa will be kind. Minia buying a problem on any sofa. Or suffer me pen once I'm coffering, or so, and I do mess round.
There you go.
Or say, and I do mess round.
There you go.
And I'm not saying I'm saying you or how is your best level? I didn't be. We got to say my friend, I say, yeah, I'm not even problem. Almost your best level, like you did.
Can I, just before you say that, this reminds me again of another story. And this is my own dad's case.
Yeah.
Where he went to complain to the local police that there's a man standing in the street, he's got a microphone, he's telling everyone what they should do, you're this, you're evil, you're this, and whatever. So he's preaching, okay, on the street. And it was disturbing him, because it's like, well, this guy's making too much noise at night. So they went to the police. The police did, surprisingly, come and actually arrest the guy, took him away. But clearly they decided within a very short space of time that they can release him. So within the next 24 hours or so, he was out. And he stood close to our house and had his microphone and his machine on and said, the man in the house with the blue gates, tonight you will sleep and then you will not wake up. Can I just say,
this is what is happening in Ghana.
Exactly. But he's still here, by the way, so he's fine.
Thank God. This is what is happening, though. This is what is happening.
No, we have to. We got National Communications Authority.
That's it.
A friend of mine, Mugabe, because I know him. Mugabe.
Yes.
Made some statements during Mr. Muhammad's period about judges and some top people in society. What happened? In the end, they closed this television station or radio station down. They said, that's Mugabe.
Yeah.
They closed the station down because he said certain things. All we're saying is that in this country we have Ofcom, Office of Communications, the same way as National Communications Authority.
But we are only the American. We now.
Yeah.
But the TV stations themselves now, advert also no, is saying to you, say, who you complain about him? This is what is going to happen. Is this what is putting fear in the people from not complaining in terms of, and then look at it there. Any say in terms of child protection, say when you
seriously by local standards, yes, people fear.
People fear.
if the fear, only few people don't fear. They call your bluff. You see, only few people don't fear. I don't want to mention some pastor's name.
But you're free, Pastor
Obi name. This nobody knows.
Yes.
Except himself.
Yes.
He came out with some outrageous prophecies and all that. You know, he was a supreme being until Mr. Jokum or Japan faced him and got him in a bit of a prison. I don't know if he's out yet.
Is it the one who?
Oh yeah, he's been out. Yeah.
He's been out. That on another occasion, Kennedy Japan did what he had to do to challenge what he stood for, and they put him behind bars, for some time. These things, it's rampant in Ghana these days. The pastor churches, one man, we call them one-man church. One-man church.
One man cannot build church. That's why I use the word movement. It's not church. Because church, Jesus called only disciple.
Remember what was so His Excellency. But in regards to children, Obinim, and I said churches, and then what is happening in the media, the whole concept of fear. All them children. So Papa no crab Isra ne baswe.
Enti me de me can say me to Ghana for nyinafo e momu nsuro because you fear the I am koyeni. And all the same
fear. How does it impact on our man in colors?
No fear, nothing can. Let me tell you, as so far case your TV so how many cases are you? Said American we say South Korea, there's a limit on their messages because when TV makes on cast same way. So TV so member of you make chiwa no one sorry go free.
I mean my TV though. Was see what best drama na do or best
see. And we be soon see. Mama to me that make one or two penny me chaso. Mr. Kula mummy who said Sakawa asema ye ken. Any even crown as so for mu kan asema. What will be our schedule? I can rich people I don't need in that.
Yes.
And I want more software or so long point Ghana. Hey, what me 2 or 3 years say government for so far friend that. That means they are useless. And we don't have to buy on their power say because say the war casa was man yakuku being to a supreme. No, Ghanaians don't fear. They don't have nothing. The only thing that is powerful is knowledge. And even if you don't have the knowledge of Christ, I don't know. Bible say only power punyamiasem punyansa woni. Nipa ya ojira osiro different oso onyame. Onye Bible ni de oyem enye nyamesom. To onu amu ni nyansa wo ya usuro no. Ema mu usuro mu the right thing has to be done. If they did something wrong, they have to report them and police has to take action. Because as of no our position no Africa and Ghana, we thought say we are vulnerable, we are this. To me now, no, say no, obi koyo operation, maybe the family are neglecting no. Yaba menim say, doctor say consultant, you are the last person to sign, either the person will do it or not. Now that is the time when because before say look at what is going to happen. Government has spent a lot of astrophysics, a lot of money with them, on cost car and kushiadi, no farmer boy we are see. Now about the for prayers for all this thing is nonsense.
And does this have impact on children? So that's how would that a child feel? Next week you will look into witchcraft and impact on children.
Because at the end of the day, no, I know they are dangerous. And to the person who said it, no, so it's me prove when you prove I'm finding too. Because what me I can't just say, say no. Every spiritual thing
laws na wo Ghana no with your lordship laws na wo Ghana no in terms of yes say osofo say obi ye before now owo mawo ana ne buy before ana say but then the ekroma how the boko court in the UK here or in the West you have to be in court to prove this. If not you go into jail or you go straight in terms of jail.
One question, one thing. Ghana we are more advanced to do that because the religion has rampant actually. And we have religious ministry. I didn't know going on. What are they doing? This is not Christian ministry.
Akola akoto efie ase say wa bodam. Honestly, you will look into it next week. Now you the chain cry then. Asabo nine. Sakawa, he's not free to move about. Obodie. madam for bi so konya girlfriend e wo Ghana also okoya okosra no refie ho no na obi boduam owura no say what's going on this is about 8 years ago what's going on ohwe akola na yede na boduam chain no say no oni omo de pem so ufio we will talk about that next week. Back then,
I can say, I mean, the belief Ghanaians have for their pastors, the jujus, the tribalists, is so strong.
That you believe and not fear because you probably say Hannah
no, when you believe something you are afraid of it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? When you believe in something you are afraid of it. Because here we believe in laws, so we are afraid of the laws. We will never break the law. Driver none of me driver
yes. Yes.
If you believe in something, you are afraid of it. But the Ghanaians are
said the word
and the other passion is say Ghana ni the soft catching said that over that. Me call Ghana na about 9 o'clock. Na omako share baby and araba and I'm saying no one go school.
I love that.
No one call a fence Aduma.
I say school ni Aduma nyina kwala bi wa ma me no call no nyina. It I having effect on them.
This sister say na also what the my approach they say no nya enya ha na wo de bebo. And I'm saying nya approach say o approach ra o ko also ko adwuma. Approach ya wo no wan nya adwuma ebe hia. Minim say Ghana adwuma ho ordinance. And so o ma wa adwuma no ko bi wo no mo kra na this wa ko bom paye. Time also the year
omo be 7 days.
Yes.
Na 7 days no ebinum kra omo ma hihye omo chi. No omo ni omo ti ho de bia. I mean, Godfrey, how can we remember something?
Enti sa believe no say what am I suffer ni juju no. There's no way so be reported.
Yeah.
Enti so this a young independent person bia say na Ghana for binum so on man. Omo so ato omo ho pa hwe ono nsuro sofo onsuro juju onye omo bi sa na bet maka say
but the right teaching has to come
na say members church members in there
omo nkan he
because
so they know say they been abused but however no they still continue on without saying anything for fear or trust.
How come say obi bet maka kire o maame wa hwe wo amo akọ university wonye wadwuma eye wa wale wa wo say o maame na eye o
ana o nana ye
na eye o na wa gie di ama o maame no kura no ekom de no adwane pra on to bi ma no
terrible
me were classic examples within my family.
Godfrey what you doing now? Are you there? Godfrey Godfrey, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
What you doing now?
No.
Ghana in terms of broadcasting any fear it put you into, for example, Nkola in adults intimi Nkola no nyu nyina bit me complain because some are not of age or bit me obe complain ko ni baby obeko now no and then fear echo empenifuo mu Nkola mu nyina no where do we go from here?
Me jidi say your friend say e wo say ye dey na isi papa e say ka se jai asofo na mo aye sa ne omo ye na it will breed a generation of what? Of cowards.
That's it.
Yes, I say Argentina a friend say me nyom punipa ebe ka kire me say me ma me ye be fo nti no no nti na menye we me mom dia maka hye metim say e bia mete obia no so obeka chem say ma me ye be fo me born asum first. Yes, me born asum first. Yes, I say Sakawa me meka say me ma me na gina ya anka bra ko fi enye your friend say anka unya se wo freme ama ma chirechiro se be say ne ekoso wo Ghana in social welfare ene no honkeka ho esa say na ma so eden pa Edu a year friends a ye medi efi we your friends school I dem at SS2 SS3 first term ye medi na me ma me fa me papa echi e ko pay school ma me ko say school no esa aka me ba fia anka me papa e be kume esa say ye medi na me friend no a me ka kire no ono no de mi go sie e ye friend say efie e wo Cape Coast e no no aba Cape Coast e ko pay school ma me wo Cape Coast ho e ma me ko school ho to say we school me ba fill forms me papa who says na school na ye de me call first no. Is that a woman? If you then turn around and tell me say or ye before I need so throw the obeje brakofi man kana me boa.
But in your case, you have the confidence to deal with it. And next week, we'll be talking about more on witchcraft and how it have an impact on children and the community, But your time in and want me in your final words, Hold on, Godfred.
We are going to bring a group of citizens. Obi can say my own to me can be. I said what they are doing, and I said they will put the fear in you like panelists think they will put the fear in you.
Now, I'm time factor, because it's nearly in Ghana 8 o'clock, which in the UK it's nearly 9. And I'm time factor, what do you mind in summary in 2 minutes, in terms of ritual killing, where do we go from here? In terms of nkola yekunkumomo abosom ade omu yusu sacrifice, making sacrifices for people to get what they want. Obi okra onam ho Ghana ye declare ni say ni sika wanya no oye true Sakawa any normal and odi enya wakuma kola obi say okwa aware ade bia no na iriwu. Is it until Sani Pano say no? Obi ko hu na say, hey, we don't know about what family mu dia some mu nyina mu dwane. Aha. Oh, just some no koso. Aha, wo do ba kra e kwa aware a is risky because akala no obeyira na. Okay, she gone off. Okay, Linda.
We have to start using the institutions. Counseling services and then now we have to start using them. Sanya ye de want to TV super dia and yes anyo man dia kwa da bekoso and before you realize na omo akọ won say tem bia na omo kọ na omo ba de yehu omo kọ no yehu na so omo kọ na omo ba e bia baba ko chat na wi and on na it will be news obi abemu. It is counseling services and then we have to open it up. Yen fi hospitals, there from schools. Yeah, from bra insurance and then they are making counseling. I'm not talking about senior software now and they say bra counseling. Now I do sika mutne. Now I catch us say woman me before, papa before. Or software to set no so me say nim kasa. Nyane mi anomo ye no mo ndi omo hia kasa che papa. And yes sir, e bre bi beba. Or ti say nim anom kuko prison say no won keka mo a. Ene die mema on kase ebia yetimi ede ana se bibi so papa shofo unu anoma obetumi oni omo nkasa takra obetumi oni omo nkasa na omo so mo spread your message ense ma wo kan mitumi se wo ye ni papa se wo na mo mi unu anoma ye no mo die ha adwen se wo na emre bi beba that we sa fire na ma start generating war Ghana hanom no maybe beba omusu ena me de beko enti
yeah that was it. Thank you Linda.
Yeah, it reminds me of last year there was a story, wasn't there, of this older woman, I think she's 90 in Ghana, and came in the BBC even, sadly, who was stoned in Ghana because she was accused of witchcraft, and that was by a fetish priest and the villagers, including children, who participated in it. So children are the innocence in all of this, and that's the sad part of it, is that they are influenced by what we tell them, and what we let them see, and what we show them.
Conclusion for ritual killing, because witchcraft, for next week we will talk about that. impact of witchcraft on society in terms of Ghana. How is impacting? But
then in terms of looking at, because the point we're talking about is children, how children are influenced with what can we do?
Ritual killing.
Yeah, indeed. Whether it be ritual killing, witchcraft, whatever it is, the point is that children are influenced by what we let them say and what we tell them is okay. So we need to find a way to ensure that those who are in authority are helped to understand that these things are inappropriate for children before the watershed, before whatever time, whether it be a fetish priest standing there with lots and lots of dollars, whether it be somebody involved in a ritual killing, whatever the case may be, these things are not permitted. You cannot expose children, because children, of course, don't know the right from wrong. If we don't teach them the right things, we're going to end up with adults who will think that these are okay, and they are more potentially dangerous than children can ever be. So these children grow to adults, continue the trend, and then no matter what, even a good priest, a good pastor will tell them, the child will always be influenced by, oh yes, but when I was 6, we cut this person's head off. That was used as a ritual, and as a result of this, my father became a millionaire. That's how their mind works. Simple terms. And so if we don't teach them right from wrong, we're breeding a society that will continue to perpetuate the wrongs that man do.
Thank you. Mr. Yosin.
In Ghana, thank you. We do have a Ghana Christian Council. We do have a Muslim Council as well. Regional House of Chiefs. We do have them. And members of council and states. These groups should have a conference and come out clearly to explain and educate us as a society. You've got to do that, because it's about time these things happen. We have district chief executives, metropolitan chief executives. So if we take our president, he sees everything that happens everywhere in Ghana. The DCEs, the remote villages, they see what's happening in the villages. These things we are talking about happen not in Accra Central, but in remote areas of Ghana, sadly.
Everywhere.
So, everywhere. It's not only remote.
Not in Accra.
Even Accra is happening. Everywhere.
At the moment, Accra, they have been.
It's having impact on Nkolano Wobebia.
That's what I'm saying.
It's happening on TV. It's happening on TV. Their numbers are all over.
Yes.
Their numbers are all over on TV everywhere.
Thank you. What is the president doing about it? Is he scared? The president, what's he saying about it? He must stand up and talk. He must stand up and talk against it. As Boris Johnson will do that.
Yeah.
So you feel say it's time say Ronaldo can be a fan.
No, in fact, the whole institutions which I've mentioned.
But the institutions, are they doing their jobs, or if the leaders of the institutions, so they need to be called into books?
Yeah.
I think we have to call on them, and we put the spotlight on them, for us to see. I mean, it must come in the open.
I hope say Ronaldo, you believe say be and when you're busy or hey program now or better.
Well, I hope he's listening. Also, before he's standing on his last legs now, because he's going to need about 2.5
Thank you.
He's got 3.5 years to go.
Who's it standing on what?
That usually means something.
Thank you.
You should try. You should try to help us.
Okay, thank you,
Mr. Kula. I think Brother Godfred, they all can't but the good thing is, Yema Ghana Osofo no enya we say every Osofobia you have to be a peacemaker and as an ambassador to Christ. It's not that say Obikas or a prophet, all those things is just a headline, there's more to it. And nipa nya for some quality be and like ordination, education level. I also you are talking about counseling. Over Chroma there are so many counselings how me and learning. Counseling doesn't mean say that one is not counseling. Counseling is say maybe worry and I say be a mint na intino che me kwaya me fast to teach me, which I have that because by the grace of God I did grief counseling.
In Ghana, coaching and counseling is confused.
That's it. It's confused.
Mentoring
coaching is confused. Okay. Because nipa na oba no. Me man school stupid graduate. And I mean, I'm going to casa cheme. On Kunkuno say Suandia. Holy Ghost will never appear to you, say, could you take it?
But what about herbalists in a voodoo man? Or comfort and room?
When we talk about herbalists, they have school of herbal, even this year. They learn a lot. about the habano
a Ghana a comfort no more. No go any school.
Cooler. Oh, say
I don't we have religious and I say a conform no be school. But
in your school classroom, Krana, have some ethics be. So about we need to have some ethics be.
Okay.
Edit to her said now no. This is what you must do or this is what you must not. If that thing is not there, the Umbejina on time did it and conform to be na oma manipulate you. It will never stop. That is the future me to also for say. Me pa mo choice say no Ghana when we talk about religion where they are calling, but we are getting to pick up for the bad side. I have a lot of Caribbeans in our church, but as soon as we can say, oh, when you go to Ghana, you get rich, have to do your church. This is how they know us.
Well, next week, also Ghana, we have respect. Wow. Okay, it's fine. Let's really watch
it. Finally, I tell for an I can say. Like the my learned friend said,
Mr. Yossi,
yeah, the president Nana Akufo-Addo is doing his best, but the managers of this country, including Nana, are all aware of what is going on. We have all these institutions. So what we are pleading to them is that when the problems come, they should make sure that they are addressed. Like here, even the Brexit, look at how difficult it was. They have found a means to ensure that these things have been smooth. So the ritual killings, the juju and all that is a problem. The managers of the country are supposed to address them. An individual cannot, like you are saying. Even they don't have the wherewithal, the sikano or here or the beko. So it is within the managers of the country to ensure that the policies that are laid down. Like I said, I have read when I went to get my data. We have so many policies and procedures in every department. They are not functioning. Nobody is doing what they need to do. And like my friend, which I normally disagree with him, he will say, "Stupid graduate," because if you don't do your work, then you are stupid. But it dawns on us as people in the country to ensure that what needs to be done are done. And if they are not being done, then whoever is responsible to monitor them, they ensure that they are being monitored. Like a classic instance, you see a child with a child head. What's going to be done? Are the police going to do their work properly? Are there going to be instances where there will be a deterrent so nobody will go and do that?
Thank you, Lordship.
Once these things are addressed, then I think we can make a progress. Not until that's addressed, then we will be in trouble. And I hope it goes well. With the program that we are doing.
Yeda TF say Godfrey Yeda was say Joyce I want me annually and so also Yeda was say Barrister Linda, Mr. Kitiosin of CPP and also PPP, sorry. Say Mr. Kitiosin of PPP and also Reverend Atta Bedu Senior Yedawase, His Excellency UN Peace Ambassador, and then also Mr. Joseph Kwanzaa, President of Ghana Social Workers Union. Yedamumina say etiefo Yedamase and your crew I work Amansan TV and Omega Live TV, Jobedu and Sister Dansoa. Good night everyone. Good night. Ever to us next week about witchcraft. Good night.
When you receive £100 or more from the UK, tell your friends and family in the UK to send money to your mobile money wallet or bank account using Express and get an extra £10. Terms and conditions apply.